Welcome to the Grand Sports Center, the Tuesday edition, and it's always nice to be with you as we talk sports. We're here to serve you the very latest in the world of sports, and be rest assured that for the next 1 hour, you're going to be abreast with what's happening in and around the world of sports, from both local and international situations as it regards sports in the world. I'm Donald Agbabobo, and top on the bill for today, we shall be looking at the latest development as regards the Rivers United Bloemfontein CAF Confederations Cup second leg match that was supposed to have been played on January 6th, but due to the inability of the South African team to meet up with the provisions of the COVID-19 protocols instituted by the Nigerian government, they were not able to make it to Nigeria for the match. CAF has decided to play that the match will be played between the 22nd and 24th of January at a neutral venue, a country close to Nigeria. So that is latest development. We shall be talking about it, and also we shall be taking a look at the statement by former Golden England coach, incidentally also a former captain of Golden, played for the Golden England, Grande, who says Nigeria may have lost the plot, that we may not be able to win the World Under-17 Championship anymore. Nigeria has won it 5 times. I think we are the top nation when it comes to winning the FIFA Under-17 World Cup. But Unuka Ogbade, who led the team to win the very first edition in 1985, is warning that the way things are going, we may not be able to win that competition again. We shall be talking about that. And also, former Super Eagles winger Finidi George is disappointed that he has not been able to land a role with the Nigerian national team. He has actually applied to coach the Golden Eaglet, that's the Under-17 national team, on 2 occasions, and they have been turned down. He says he's disappointed, but then we keep on trying. We shall be looking at the implication of that. Why will a big player like Finidi not be considered good enough to handle our national team? Also, ahead of this weekend's Nigerian National League annual general meeting, that's the second tier of Nigerian football. They shall be having their annual general meeting this weekend in Ebonyi State. Clubs are optimistic that finally football action will commence at that level of football. That is, I think, basically the only league in Nigeria amongst the different national leagues we operate in football that is not operational at the moment. But the Premier League has started, and the Amateur League has also started. But then the NNL, the Nigerian National League, is yet to start. They are hoping that by the time they hold their annual general meeting this weekend, all the modalities will be put in place to ensure the commencement of the league as proposed for the 25th of January. We shall also save you latest from the NBA, where 2-time defending NBA most valuable player Giannis Antetokounmpo scored 22 points to lead the Milwaukee Bucks to a 121-99 points victory over Orlando Magic on Monday. We shall be talking about this and taking a look at the other matches and other developments in the NBA, which has seen some matches postponed due to COVID-19 issues. Nigeria Basketball Federation says they are prioritizing the Olympic Games over the AfroBasket qualifiers. They have a lot on their hands, on their plates this year, and the Olympic Games ranks top amongst it. So they are going to prioritize it and over other competitions, especially the AfroBasket. How wise is this decision? We shall be talking about it. The 4th round of the English FA Cup draws have been made, and the top of the peak is Liverpool versus Manchester United. We shall be looking at that fixture and also other fixtures that are lined up for the 4th round of the English FA Cup. Organizers of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games are playing down latest apathy towards the games. There's been this growing concern about President of Tokyo, with a large percentage wanting the game to be postponed again because Tokyo has experienced a spike in coronavirus infections in recent times, with the city placed on the emergency lockdown again. But then also a few are also saying that the game should be cancelled outrightly. But the organizers are saying that despite this apathy, they are not thinking about cancelling the game or postponing it, and they are playing down this apathy, saying that everything will be in place by the time the games are due to start in July. So we shall be talking about this and many more on the program. It's quite a very big package we have for you. We hope we have enough time to go through all of them. So that's why we're not going to waste much time again. We're going to go right away to the main issues of the day. That will be after this break. But before that, let me quickly welcome Austin Arome. Austin, you're welcome to the program.
It's always my pleasure to be here.
And for today, Blessing Bassey, yesterday she was a bit under the weather, but she has bounced back in a big way. So Blessing, it's good to have you on the program today.
It's also good to be here.
So we shall take that short break, and when we return, we'll go straight to the main issues of the day. Welcome back. It's the Grand Sports Center and straight to the CAF Confederations Cup match between Rivers United of Nigeria and Bloemfontein Celtic. Well, the background of that story is that the first leg match was played and Rivers United won by 2-0 in South Africa, winning away. Very big achievement, if you ask me. Then they were supposed to complete the job on the 6th of January, but the failure of Bloemfontein Celtics to meet up with the requirements as instituted by the Nigerian government with regards to COVID-19 protocols, did not allow that game to hold, that the South Africans could not actually come into the country. Based on that, CAF has now decided that the match will be played at a neutral venue, a country close to Nigeria, between the 22nd of January and the 24th of this month as well. So, but then they've given Nigeria the liberty of choosing the country, which means it's up to the NFF to negotiate with either of the neighboring countries to see who will agree to stage the match. Well, is this the best way out of the situation, Austin? Let me start from there.
I think at this point in time, that should be the best way out. You know, the NCDC, they've refused to actually back down on the procedure, the lay down regulation as far as the COVID-19 restriction is concerned. But then if we are to play in another country, I think it takes that home advantage away from Rivers United, and I'm a bit concerned as a fan of Nigerian football.
Good enough that they won the first leg match 2-0, and maybe if they were thinking that they would make, if it had not happened that way, it would have been much difficult for Rivers United. So do you think that the fact that they won 2-0 away, the fact they are going to play at a neutral venue should not give us cause for worry?
Yeah, I think it shouldn't give us cause for worry, because everything boils down to the fact that, there's COVID-19 or there's the situation, holding to the fact that the second leg game was not played, so it shouldn't give us a cause for worry. This is a neutral ground where both teams will come and play the second leg game. At the end of the day, we'll seal the final result.
And would this not be more to the advantage of Bloemfontein Celtics than to Rivers United?
Yeah, it will be to the advantage of Bloemfontein Celtic, in the sense that they played the first leg, they lost at home, and they were expecting to come to the Rivers United ground. And mind you, if you have to go play the match in another venue, we know that the fans are not around, but the fact that you are going to another stadium, Rivers United will have to go there to try and get to know the stadium, which is not something we want for them. But the fact that the fans are not there to support them is one problem for them already. And then taking the match to another venue, I think it takes, just like I said earlier, it takes that home advantage away from them.
But the way it presently is, I think CAF don't have much option, because if the young government will not allow Bloemfontein Celtic into the country, it means that the only available option is to play it at a neutral venue, which they've done. But then the NFF have been given the liberty to select where they will play. So we have Republic of Benin, we have Togo,
Ghana.
We have Ghana, but let me see, the closest Republic of Benin and Togo, so they are still close home. So then the other side, there's Cameroon and Equatorial Guinea, close to us there. Um, so, of these options, which do you think would be best for Rivers United in terms of still having that own feeling somehow?
Well, I would say the closer the better. Maybe Benin Republic, you know, the fact that obviously both from Celtic was supposed to come and play, at home, and we are not having that advantage for now. But at the same time, I think Rivers United are at a stage where wherever they play, they are capable of, doing better, than expected.
Yes, indeed, they are doing very well. Yeah. They have not given us any reason to doubt their ability or their capabilities. Yeah. They won away in the first leg, and they've replicated that form in the league. Yeah. They've won 3 matches on the row, and in fact, they are topping the league table.
And they've not even considered this season.
They've not considered this season. Yeah. So, but then it's a different ball game, and the group from the Celtics may be able to maybe smelling a chance. Maybe after the first leg match, thinking that they were coming to Port Harcourt, they would have given up hope. Maybe they were thinking of coming to just honor the fixture just for the sake of it. Yeah. But now, do you think that they smell a chance of qualifying, be that at a neutral venue?
Yeah, I think what they will have in mind right now is that they are not coming to Nigeria at this point in time. But if you have a Rivers United traveling out to go and persecute their home match, they take a lot into consideration. The fact that if you are playing at home, you are at liberty to have more players on the bench, and then it gives you with that that feeling of the fact. When you have a lot of your players on the bench, with their support, you still feel like you have your home supporters at home. Right. But then they are going to travel out. They'll have to consider cost, and then in going out, they'll have to reduce the number of players they are traveling with. They'll have to reduce the number of staff, coaching staff, backroom staff that they will travel with. So it's going to take that away from them. So I just wish them the best of luck, and let's see how that pans out.
And should it happen that, although we don't pray for that, both of these Celtic are able to move on, they will still have another Nigerian team waiting in the Imba. So it means that it may likely have to go to another neutral venue again. But we don't pray for that scenario at all. So what I'm just saying is that for Bloemfontein Celtic, they should not be happy yet, because even if they survive this, they still have another Nigerian team coming up, and I don't know how Nigerians will take it if it happens that the decision to play in a neutral venue affected Rivers United. Because I don't think Nigerians, even nobody will be very happy about that.
Well, it's a game of football. Anything can happen, at the end of the day. But at the same time, looking at the two teams, they are obviously, good teams. But if I will also vet for Rivers United, based on their performance.
Same here. We'll vet for them because they've shown already that they have what it takes, that they are better. Because for you to go away to beat your opponent, not just 1 or 2 goals to 0, and they've also replicated it, like I said earlier, in the league. It shows that they are in top. We wish best of luck, like Austin said, and we hope that Nigeria Football Federation will come up with the match venue. I'm sure they are holding discussions with neighboring countries. CAF actually gave them today, which is 12th of January, to come up with the venue of the match, so that the teams can start preparing for that match, which has been slated to hold between the 22nd and 24th of January. It's still at the Grand Sports Center. We'll take a break, and when we return, we shall be talking about the worries being expressed by former Golden England coach, assistant coach Nduka Grande, and he's saying that Nigeria may be losing the plot, and the way things are going, we may not be able to win the FIFA Under-17 World Cup again. This is a competition Nigeria has won 5 times. In fact, no other country, including Brazil, has won it that much. And this is where Nigeria holds sway. For somebody who has been part of the Golden Eaglet setup right from the beginning, having captained the first team, having coached the team, worked with the team as an assistant coach in various capacity, talking this way, then we should actually listen. We shall be looking at this critically when we come back from this short break. You're welcome back to the Grand Sports Center. And next on the menu, Unduka Ogbade, like I said earlier, is a former player of the Golden Eaglets. The very first team that won the World Cup in 1985 was the captain of that team. A very good left fullback at that. He played also for the Super Eagles, and later on he has gone into coaching and he has been part of the Golden Eaglets setup at various times. He's talking tough this morning. He's saying he's expressing great worry that Nigeria's poor performance in the competition, in the qualifiers in recent times, it does not give, does not inspire much hope or confidence at all. And he's saying that the way things are going, should it continue, Nigeria may not be able to win this competition. Talking about the FIFA Under-17 World Cup that we have won 5 times. Even without Unduka Ogbade saying it, the last edition of the Under-17 World Cup, Nigeria qualified, but we were knocked out in the group stage. I think that's the second time ever edition of the competition we didn't get out of the group stage. Yeah. And now, this time around, they are on the verge of being eliminated, even from the zonal level of the qualifiers. Is Unduka Ogbade just shouting because he needs to shout, or there's really something, or there's something in it, what he's saying?
Yeah, I think if you examine what he's saying critically, you say that I agree with him, to a certain extent, in the sense that in the past, the age grade tournament, the under-17, championship, the World Cup, the African under-17 championship was being played without the MRI test. Now we have the MRI test, and the whole narrative has changed. It's no longer, what's it called? It's no longer being done the usual way.
So you,
where you just
say the MRI test is affecting Nigeria?
It's affecting Nigeria.
Well, Austin, MRI test was there when Nigeria won in 2013. MRI test was there when Nigeria won the World Cup in 2015.
Yeah.
Let's say, is it possible that it's MRI test that's affecting the Golden Eaglets?
Well,
the fact that because of MRI test, maybe we're not able to assemble a quality team anymore. Is that it? Because like I just mentioned, we won the World Cup in 2013 and in 2015, back to back. And there was MRI test at that time. So could it really be MRI test that is the issue?
Well, I don't think it's the MRI test that's the issue. I think it's just a matter of putting our loins together, putting things together now compared to before. I think it's a matter of what has been going on so far, especially when it boils down to...
Are we taking things for granted? Like I said, this competition we won it 5 times. Even the great Brazil, they've now won it up to 5 times. Nigeria is number 1 when it comes to the countries that have won the competition the most. Is it that we become complacent whenever we're going for the competition? Just this under 17 we win and then we'll go back and we're shocked. Is that what we're experiencing?
Yeah, I think, things are obviously changing and we are obviously not going according to how the things are obviously changing. The game of football has moved past how it was before and the way it is now. I think we are, like you said, we are complacent. We are not actually, doing it the way we should do it, starting from the basics to where we are at this stage. So I think there's much work to be done when it comes to Nigerian football.
And are we giving too much preference to the Super Eagles to the detriment of the other great national teams? Because fine, we know that with Super Eagles everything is done seriously, taken seriously. Yeah. Is that what you're saying? Because even the Super Eagles they've not been done well in recent times. But then we know that with them they get all the attention. The coaching crew are given all that they required. But for the age grade competitions, national teams, they don't seem to get such kind of support. Not that they don't get it, but the kind of attention that they deserve. Because we'll be talking about our 17 national team that was raised just 2-3 months ago. We know that there was COVID-19. Yeah. We have affected, but so it has affected other countries too. So the countries that are winning, what are they doing that we're not doing?
When it comes to, just like you said, when it comes to the age grade, not just the age grade, it affects the under-20 team I could even remember the last Olympic team that went for the Rio Olympics, coached by Samson Siasia. They had the same problem. They got there, they got to the venue of the match. I think it was on the very day they had the match. That was when they got to that place. And you hear players coming out to say things like them washing their own jersey. When it comes to that level, I think the attention of the NFF is more on the Super Eagles than the age grade, the under 17, the 20, and others. But that is where.
But are we not missing the plot?
That is where we are missing it.
Because those are the foundation. It is from here that we get players that go to the Super Eagles.
That is
because for us, the way it is now, we are going to miss out miss out on the under 20 World Cup because we didn't qualify.
Yeah.
The Golden Eaglets fate hanging in the balance. The last under 20, Nigeria did not play. So 2 under 20 World Cups back to back, we're not going to play.
Yeah.
Under 17, we were there last time, but we didn't do too well. And this time around, we don't know yet, but everything points to the fact that they may not also make it. There's a generation of players that this competition covers. So it's not going to be a problem for us if we're not able. How are we going to annex them? Because it's these competitions that help us to annex them and keep tabs of their progress.
Yeah.
So without competitions like this, how are we going to now keep close tabs on these players within this age bracket in this last 4 years? Because it covers 2 competitions of both under 20 and under 17.
Yeah, just like I said last time out on the program before our game against Ghana, we cannot be doing the hiring and firing thing. If you have a project, you have a target, you have to work to achieve it. What is our target? Our target is to build our team for the future, irrespective of how they're performing. This is our platform. This is what we want to use, and this is our how do I put it? This is our program. This is how we intend to achieve it. NFF should be able to do that. It's not about bringing in somebody today, you sack that person tomorrow if they don't qualify for a tournament. So what is it that you want to do? Let us know. Give these coaches, the coaches you put in charge of these boys, give them the support, the necessary support they need. See if what they can achieve in the next 5 years. Give them a time frame. This is what you want to achieve within this period.
I'm talking about coaches. Related to this issue is another issue that we're exploring today. The issue of Finidi George, former Super Eagles player. Finidi George is complaining that has not been able to land a job with the national team. He has applied. We know that he played at the top level. That played for Ajax, played for Real Betis, played for Ipswich in England, played for the Super Eagles at the 1994 World Cup, 1998 World Cup, played at the highest level of football. At some point, he was even part of the coaching crew at Real Betis. He has applied to coach the under 17 national team Golden Eaglets. Twice he has been rejected. Now we're talking about coaching issue. If that is one of the issues that may be affecting our poor performance at this level, because it's not just about the NFF. You also have to have the necessary technical acumen for you to be able to build a very good team. How come we're not even looking at players with the kind of pedigree and experience of Finidi George to at least come and help us? They are willing to help. It's Nigeria that is rejecting. It's not as if they are not willing. They are even applying. In the past, we will say these players maybe they don't want to come to work in Nigeria because they've been used to playing abroad and everything. But this guy has applied twice, has been rejected. So why can't players that have played the game at the highest level with the pedigree of Finidi George have the opportunity of imparting that knowledge on the young ones in Nigeria? Why is it difficult for them to land jobs with the national team?
That's the same thing we're saying. Structures need to be put in place. If the footballing government especially try to, as much as possible, try to build this, especially age grade competition. We've been doing well in time past where, one of the best in Africa. But right now,
not just Africa.
In the world, you see, but right now look, countries are trying as much as possible to, get to that top. Try as much as possible, to do so much better in their football, and everything still boils down to developing the game of football in Nigeria, grassroots football, academics. That's the way, you build these people. And we, like you said, um, we have talents. We have people who can do the basic job. Why not look into this situation, bring these people, on ground, and let them come and do the job, and let's see how the result will turn out to be at the end of the day.
Yes, indeed. And still on this Finidi George issue, as relates to the Golden Eaglets and the rest, Finidi George, he has applied twice, he didn't get it. Who would be talking of coaching the national team? His colleagues, his contemporaries, Sunday Olise, Samson Siasia, they have coached the national team. Why can't Finidi coach the national team? But then he has even been humble enough to apply for the under-17, because I know some of his contemporaries that will tell you that they cannot coach under-17. They have to work coach Nigeria in terms of the Super Eagles.
Yeah.
But look at this young man. He has applied twice. Humble enough to do that, despite his pedigree in the game. Yes, he's been rejected. And we know that Nigeria needs people like Finidi, given the way things are now with our football. What does that tell you?
Yeah, I think just like I said, the NFF at this point in time, they had to actually, stressing out their priorities at this point in time. For Finidi George, the person of Finidi George, to apply for the under-17, team, for the under-17 job, is a good one, if you ask me, because Finidi George has played at the highest level, and him coaching the under-17 boys is going to be a kind of inspiration for the under-17 boys. Being coached by them, he can serve as a mentor, an advisor, and at that age, that is what you need as a player, to improve you, to set your mind right, for a great future ahead. And I think the NFF should consider that, having somebody who has played for the country, he has played at the highest level, hand him over this project. You can actually, start from there, and maybe we don't know what can happen in the future. You can actually, graduate from there, to the under-20 level, and going on to coach the Super Eagles. It's something we can achieve.
And the good thing is that it has not allowed disappointment to make him give up on Nigeria. He says he's still going to keep on applying until one day he gets the job. Talking about patriotism, that is what we call patriotism. He has stooped low to try to get to the under-17. He said no. He says no, he's still going to keep on applying until one day he gets the job. We wish him well, and we hope that the authorities will begin to look into some of these issues that these coaches like Utuka Ogbade are talking about, because Nigeria needs to start getting it right. Under-17 is not a competition that we should joke with, because it is a bedrock foundation of football development of any country. And if we had gotten it right in the past, how come we seem to be retrogressing? We're supposed to be even getting better and better. Well, that is a matter for another day's discussion. We shall take another break, and when we return, we shall be talking about the Nigerian National League, which is set to start on the 25th of January, provided all goes well at the annual general meeting slated for Ebonyi State this weekend. We shall talk about that when we return from the short break. Welcome back to Grand Sports Center, and next we shall be talking about the Nigerian National League. Some of us have really actually forgotten about Nigeria, because it's been over a year since that league, since football was played at that level of football. By the way, the Nigerian National League is the second tier Nigerian league, Nigerian football. We have the Premier League and then the Nigerian National League, which is like the second division. So teams from there are promoted to the Premier League, while teams from the Premier League are relegated to the National League. So it occupies a very important place in Nigerian football in terms of development, because players from that level are expected to aspire to go to the Premiership and then aspire to go higher. Well, just like every other league, it was put on hold. But then, while others have come back, it's still yet to start. But then, a date for 25th of January has been fixed, but it's subject to ratification and final decision when they meet, talking about the club owners for the annual general meeting, which is slated for Ebonyi State this weekend. Well, first and foremost, how good is it that at least there's hope that the league may start?
Yeah, I think it's actually a good one, but then I see it as, coming a bit too late. We cannot have, our second tier. We cannot afford to have it not running, just like the Premier League. We have, the same problem when the Premier League was not, the date was not fixed, the league was not on, and a lot of things. And these things affect our football development. We cannot move forward as a country as far as football is concerned without, us developing our league. This is what works for other people, the German, the English, the Spanish sides. That is how they build their teams. If you remember, the Italian team that won the World Cup in 2006, they were all home based. They were playing at home. It was after that World Cup that even some of them had to move out of the league. So even this under-17 side that we are talking about now, we can still use our amateur league to develop these guys. When you are playing competitive football, you tend to improve. But then this is not something we have, but it's a good one that at least finally we can see that the league starting is actually in sight.
Yes, indeed, and should all go well at the AGM, we'll see action commence on the 25th of January, and that would mean that football activity has fully resumed in the country, because all the leagues basically will be operational, and this is what we want, right?
Yeah, this is what we want. I mean, why has it taken so much time for our league to... Nigeria is obviously known as a great footballing nation. We expect, that football is already, going on. Not, although, let's expect that the meeting turns out, to be fruitful, and the fact that the league commences in time, because, football players want to play the game of football, especially with the fact that we have lots of talent. These are, ways of grooming and developing these people. So please, let's commence the league as soon as possible.
And given the fact that most players in the age grade national teams we're talking about are drawn from this second tier of the league, because the age level, it's you get players at that level, at that age level, playing at that level of the league as well.
Yeah.
So it will also go a long way in boosting or helping to make the under-20 national team and the under-17 national team stronger. So perhaps, had this league been on, we would have had a better representation at the Bafana 20 Championship. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely. Why I'm saying this is, how your league is. That's how you are as a nation, as a footballing nation. If your league is not strong, you tend to produce a team that is not strong enough, and every time we go for a competition, we get knocked out, we start complaining. This is something that should have been on before now, and we should not be talking about the NLL starting at this point. What we should be talking about, teams that are on top of the table, teams that are battling relegation. This is what we should be talking about at this point in time.
Not even commencement.
Yeah.
Well, we hope that everything goes well. It's still not even commenced yet, so we hope that everything goes well this weekend in Ebonyi State, and by 25th of this month, action actually will commence, because this league, like I said earlier, is very, very important, as we need to have all tiers of our league running and moving smoothly, so that football activities, we can say, has fully returned to the country. We'll take another break, and when we come back, we shall be talking basketball. In the NBA, the likes of Gianni Antetokounmpo is doing very well, and he was at it again yesterday when he helped the side, the Milwaukee Bucks, to a 121-99 points victory over Orlando Magic. He actually scored 22 points in that match. shall be talking about the NBA generally when we come back from the short break. Welcome back to the Grand Sports Center, and moving on, the NBA is very much alive. Things are happening, and last night there were more matches played. This time around, the Milwaukee Bucks had the better of Orlando Magic, 121 points to 99 points. The star of that encounter, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is a two-time defending NBA Most Valuable Player. Well, like what I have noticed this season, the big boys are standing to be counted.
Yeah.
The likes of LeBron James, you see him doing it for the Lakers week in, week out. You see even Stephen Curry.
Yeah.
Everybody, like the big boys, are actually standing to be counted this time around.
Yeah. Even the smaller boys, they are coming back too.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So both the big boys and the small boys.
The small boys, they're now rubbing shoulders.
So to speak, in parentheses, small boys, because for you to be in NBA, I don't think this is small.
No, it's not a main feat, to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
I think it's been quite an entertaining season so far in the NBA. A lot of teams are winning, as a lot of teams are losing. I know as for Giannis, he's one of the best player in the NBA, and I think he just recently signed a contract. That is I think is the highest paid in NBA as far as the NBA is concerned. Giannis is actually the highest paid right now, and I think he's actually rewarding his team, for dishing out that contract to him, and he's beginning to show that he's one of the best as far as the NBA is concerned.
And but as interesting this season has been, one sore point has been the coronavirus issue. It's affecting everything. No sport is free of the effects of coronavirus. We hear about the Olympic Games being threatened, the football in England, the Premier League being threatened with outright stoppage if things don't improve. And now the NBA have had to see about 3 matches postponed in the last 1 week because of issues relating to coronavirus. And well, it is something that we've said it on this program before. We must have to learn to deal with it. Now it's becoming a normal thing in a week of fixtures in every sport, whether football, basketball, even tennis, to see 1 or 2 games postponed, right?
Yeah, like you said, you obviously have to work with the fact that there's COVID-19, so the games must still go on, even with the fact that there's COVID-19, the basic thing is just to follow the protocols of COVID-19, and we will, if there's any need for players who are affected one way or the other, they undergo, their proper,
proper test. And,
proper test and
proper routines, isolations.
Isolations.
Well, the NBA Commissioner, Adam Silver, said the anticipated postponement. Well, that's proper planning, you can say, because you know that they're going to the season, this period of pandemic, they may be want to proceed and so I'm sure that they have a lot of latitude to accommodate for this postponement. But instead they are going to meet with the Players Association to discuss more safety protocols that could be adopted. But then some teams, you can't help but feel bad for them, because like a team like Philadelphia 76ers, the 5 of their players, they lost 5, not as in lost, but they could not fit 5 players because of COVID-19. They tested positive, and then they've been losing and losing. They just lost their 3rd straight match yesterday against the Atlanta Hawks. So you could see that whether we like it or not, it's affecting the quality and standard of the game.
Yeah, and I would say, in as much as we all want to be careful, But no matter how careful you try to be, these things still crop up. But then, what is on the mind of the organizers of the NBA right now is to finish the league, because those who are putting in money, they don't even care how you do it. All they want to see is that they want to see what they are paying for. So at this point in time, it is now on the organizers, to actually make sure that they manage the situation in such a way that it will actually favor those who are putting their money in, and it will also favor the players and the team, the franchise as well. So that should be paramount.
Yes, and back home, still remaining with basketball. Back home, the Nigerian Basketball Federation preparing. They have a lot on their plate for this year. The team, well, it's not their fault. When your team is doing well, you just have to have a lot on your plate. The Tigers national team, both male and female, Tigers and Tigresses, qualify for the Olympic Games. So they are preparing for the Olympic Games. We have the Olympic tickets in the bag already. And of course, the Afro Basket is coming up this year as well. And both teams are as good as qualified because they're doing very well in the qualifiers. But then the president of the federation, talking about Musa Kida, is saying that they're going to prioritize the Olympic Games over the Afro Basket and other competition. How wise is this? Given fully well that Olympics, we are playing the Olympics, so it's not as if we don't have we are as good as every other team and we can get a medal. But if you ask some people, some basketball buffs, say that we have a better chance of winning the Afro Basket. So the issue of prioritizing the Olympic Games, wouldn't it be better to follow the one that you know that you're sure of winning? I'm just being realistic here somehow.
Well, I think there's obviously no need for that, but I feel that we obviously know how the Tigers, the male and female basketballers are. They've obviously been doing, pretty well.
Pretty well, number one in Africa.
Times. Yes, yeah. Yes. So I think they could, no need of prioritizing it. I think they could obviously, do very well, especially in the Olympics and also the Afro basketball.
So just give both competition the best shot.
Yes, give them the best.
But then maybe Musa Kida is just trying to be realistic as well. That you can't. You don't have the resources, you don't have all it takes to give the same amount of attention to both. So that's why he's trying to say, fine, between this and this, we'll give more attention to this. Not as if they're going to neglect the Afro Basket, but they are going to give more attention to the Olympic, given that it's a global commission and more prestigious, right?
Yeah, I think if you look at the situation here, I think they have reached that stage where they can say, okay, our target now should be, to win the highest honor, which is, the Olympics.
And you sure we have we have what it takes to get a medal in the Olympics?
We have what it takes to actually get a medal.
You have the US, you have the US, you have the strong basketball playing nations, all of them, Spain, Serbia, all of them, Australia.
And one interesting thing about our team right now is the way they are playing. Both the Tigers and the Tigers, they are aggressive, they are strong, athleticism, it is all encompassed in their game, and they have good international
playing at the highest level in the NBA.
Exactly the point. So I think what Engineer Musa Kida is trying to say this morning is the fact that we have a very, very small roster, and we cannot afford to stretch those guys. And if you recall, Spencer Sandwidi was actually supposed to be part of the squad, but then because of the Olympics, they actually left him out of the Afro Basket qualifier. What they are trying to do is to reserve the best of the best, for the Olympics. Even without Spencer doing they did well at the Afro Basket qualifiers. They won 3 of their games. They played 3, they won 3. So what the federation president
is saying that even at the Afro Basket, we didn't feel our best.
We didn't feel our best, and we still won all the games.
Well, I understand with the president of MBF, Musa Kida, and we know that Nigeria has what it takes to go far in the Olympics. So if he says prioritizing the Olympics over Afro Basket or other competitions, I want to understand, because an Olympic medal It's not something you win every day. So, and I think that we've never had a better opportunity of winning the Olympics than now, because we have a very good squad, and like Blessing mentioned, we are #1 in Africa, and at the world level, we are not far behind the big teams. So it's a possibility, so why don't we give it the best shot? This is where we'll take another break as we gradually wrap it up on the program Grand Sports Center for today. Next, we'll be talking about the English FA Cup draws, which has seen the fourth round encounter between Manchester United and Liverpool making all the headlines. Fans of both sides are not happy. Why? Well, we shall talk about this and other fixtures in the fourth round of the FA Cup after the short break. Welcome back to Grand Sports Center. It's Liverpool, Manchester United versus Liverpool in the fourth round of the FA Cup. Yeah. It's like that is the only match in the fourth round because since that draw was made, that's been the match everybody's talking about. And whereas we have about 16 other fixtures, 15 other fixtures in that round. Yeah. So well, we can understand why this fixture always over the years is the biggest in England. Yeah. And it's totally interesting. They are playing on Sunday in the league at Anfield, yeah. But the FA Cup will be played later in the month, around 25th or thereabouts. Yeah. And so which means almost back to back they were playing themselves. Yeah. So there couldn't have been a better advert for English football, given that these two teams are going to play. The FA Cup is one competition that the English pride themselves as being the oldest competition in the world. And that's why they try to give it the very best at all costs. When teams try to play their second string teams, they're usually not happy because it devalues the essence of the FA Cup. There's so much to it. And a fixture like this definitely is what the organizers are looking for and what the fans are looking for. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I think one interesting thing about the FA Cup this season is the fact that it's no longer business as usual, feeding your less fancy side. You can see, big teams now playing their senior players just to win. They just want to win something, and it makes the FA Cup so interesting. And Manchester United, Liverpool is one of the match of that of the round.
One of the the match.
The match of the round.
It's the match of the round. Fixture,
it's the match of the round. But they say there's a magic of the FA Cup. That's where you get to see upsets here and there. Teams that you don't really fancy, going into a match, you can see them upsetting a particular team. And, this is one thing that actually makes a lot of us look forward to watching the FA Cup. But then Manchester United, Liverpool is a big match. And, it all boils down to, the rivalry between the two teams.
It could go either way.
It could go either way.
Yes, and let's not dwell so much about the Liverpool Manchester United. They will do the talking on the field of play. I know that fans of both sides have already started talking, but at the end of the day, everything will be decided on the field of play. Other fixtures: Cheltenham Town, Manchester City, Bournemouth, Crawley Town, Swansea versus Nottingham Forest, Southampton or Shrewsbury will take on Arsenal, and Barnsley versus Norwich. City, Crawley versus Derby, and so much. But teams like Man City, Arsenal, can we say that they have easy fixtures, given the fact that we know that the FA Cup, we have history. There's this history of smaller teams taking advantage of the competition to play these bigger teams and knock them out of the competition. We've had a series of issues. So can we say for the likes of, while the Liverpool and Manchester United fans are there, ruin their luck, can Man City fans and Arsenal, Man City is playing Cheltenham Town and Arsenal playing Crawley Town. So these are lower teams in the lower divisions. Could you say that the fans should be happy?
Well, this is a draw, so I I probably expected, like you said, the bigger team play host with the smaller team, but
It's draw.
obviously,
It's not.
yeah,
It's a game of luck. It's not as if it was fixed. Those people have said that it's been manipulated to bring Liverpool and mine. But then these draws are done in the open, and there's no way you can manipulate it. It's just the way it turned out. That's the way we find it. We can say it has with your luck, right?
yeah, like you said, it's their luck. You know, Man City and Arsenal are obviously, should I say, lucky enough not to, you know, have need to struggle too much like the Manchester United and the Liverpool match. This is a big game of all the future fixtures. You know, so
We are going back to Liverpool, Man United. You can't even talk about other fixtures. It's obvious that the fortune is about Liverpool, Man United. So we'll just leave it at that. We'll take another break. Well, before we take a break, there's this worry by the English authorities over the way players celebrated after the third round matches of the FA Cup that played last weekend. They said scenes of players grouping together to celebrate is not inspiring, and there's talk of if things don't improve, the league football may come to a stop, to a halt in Britain. And the issue of morality has come in, because people are saying that how can all other aspects of the economy, all other aspects of the British life be on lockdown and football is still taking place. So even people like coaches like Mikel Arteta are beginning to feel the pinch in terms of morally you don't think it's right. You keep on enjoying what you're doing while others are not free to do what they are doing. So there's more pressure on the authorities to do something, either to stop the football, and the players are not helping matters by their actions and activities.
Yeah, I think part of the reason why we have a situation like that is at times like this you need to set priorities, and part of the reason why the UK government is still allowing the football to go on is because they know that the football aspect, the football league, and what they get from the football league is actually important to them. Even
and also, if I may add, if people are on lockdown, what do you expect to be doing at home?
Yeah.
So there's not football to watch. So somehow it's also trying to mitigate the effect of the lockdown on the people. It's about time for us to wrap it up on the show. I was thinking that we can take a break and come back and talk, but we're already out of time. Not almost, we're already out of time. And so, but just quickly let me add that the organizers of the Tokyo Olympic Games are playing down a poll which shows that about 45% of people want the game to be cancelled or thereabouts. Now, 45% want the games to be postponed, while under 35 want it to be outrightly cancelled. The organizers said nothing like that will happen. They are working towards ensuring each free and safe games for all athletes come July this year. This is where we wrap it up on the Grand Sports Center for today. We hope you've had a nice time with us. We'll be back same time, same station tomorrow with another interesting edition, and we're looking forward to having you join us once again. I want to thank Austin Arume for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And Blessing Bassi for bouncing back in a very big way.
It's a pleasure.
Hope you are back for good.
Yes, I am.
Yes, indeed. On behalf of all of us here, and also the technical crew, production crew have been doing a marvelous job behind the scene. We want to wish you a lovely day ahead.